Global markets have been in a state of turmoil since Trump's Liberation Day tariffs came into effect on the 2nd of April. Trump has defended the tariffs, calling them medicine and warning foreign governments they would need to pay heavily to lift them, even as many come forward in search of compromise. Asia-Pacific stocks from Shanghai to Tokyo and Sydney to Hong Kong plunged on Monday by levels not seen in decades as global markets continue to reel from US President Donald Trump's tariffs. The Shanghai Composite was down more than 8% at one point. Hong Kong's Seng dropped more than 13%, and Japan's Nikkei 225 closed down by 7.8%. Moves that reports described as a bloodbath in the markets. Stock markets across Europe also dropped sharply as the shockwaves were felt around the world. Meanwhile, US markets are bracing for their worst fall in nearly 40 years amidst rising fears of higher prices, weaker demand, and the risk of a global recession. Today, however, Asia-Pacific markets rose, rebounding from previous sessions' losses. Japan's Nikkei 225 rose 6.03%, while South Korea's Kospi rose 0.26%. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index also climbed over 1.51%, and mainland China's CSI 300 rose 1.71%. Australia's S&P ASX 200 added 2.27%. and India's Nifty 50 increased by 1.6%. European markets also moved higher on Tuesday, reversing course from a four-day losing streak fueled by tariff tensions. This comes after the European Union signaled its willingness to negotiate a tariff-free trade pact with the United States. The regional Stoxx 600 index was 2.6% higher at around 12:57 a.m. local time in London, with almost every sector in the positive territory. In fact, now the US markets have opened. I'm being joined by associate producer of NewsX World, Rema Hans, to take us through the latest US market numbers. Rema, the United States markets have opened. What are the numbers for today looking like? Are they going to follow trends from the Asian and European markets of ending in the green today, or is it another day of red for the index?
Yes, Uday. In fact, we can see some signs of recovery in the US market. I would like to begin with Dow Jones here. You can see that the numbers have gone up significantly. Right now, it's gone up by 3.67% as we speak, which is about 1393.58 points. And moving on to S&P 500, it stands at about 5,256.62, which is about 3.84%. It's gone up by 3.84%, 194.37 points. NASDAQ, which is basically which reflects all the technology companies, it's at 16,281.66. It's gone up by 4.35%, which is about 678.48% pointers, and you can see that it's constantly changing as compared to the how badly it was hit following the Trump tariffs. It was, of course, as you rightly mentioned, it was a bloodbath. We can see that there are some signs of recovery in the markets in the United States. Before I wrap up, I would also like you to take you through the European markets. So if you look at DAX, the session is at about 20,393.22. It's gone up by 3.05%. There's of course some amount of recovery that we are noticing here, which is about 603.60 points. Moving on to CAC 40, it's gone up by 3.52%, which is about 240 points. Next is FTSE 100. It's gone up by 3.56%, which is about 274.40 points. And I would also like you to take you through the Indian market. If you look at Nifty 50, it's closed at 22,535.85%, 85, sorry. And Sensex, BSE Sensex closed at 74,227.08. Of course, this if we compare from the previous 2-3 days of the complete meltdown in the market. This is a clear sign of recovery. It's slowly recovering. US is of course seeing some significant numbers. As far as Europe is concerned, of course, this is also a slow amount of recovery, but it's of course there's some amount of recovery that we are seeing. India is also catching up, and Asian markets which were sort of badly hit. Back to you, Uday.
All right, Rema, thank you for joining us with those numbers. Now, let me also draw in Lord Rami Ranger.